guy is a shoulder injury. Well, that's not a guy. That's the injury. The guy is Deebo Samuel. He has had 2 spike weeks this year. Otherwise, been disappointing. I think the upside is too big to sit him unless you tell me differently. What do you got on Deebo?
He missed the last several weeks with a hairline fracture in his shoulder. That means it's like a really small fracture, and it's been 4 weeks, so that's basically resolved by now. It's healed enough to the point there's no pain, no limitations in function, and not a major risk for re-injury. Full practice today. I expect him to pick up and play like the superstar that he is, not inhibited by this injury at all.
Dude's a stud. Could take one touch or one end around to the house. He's awesome. And don't be deterred. If you drafted Deebo Samuel, you picked the type of player who's going to have spike weeks and the type of player who's going to come out and give you nothing. But you play him, you ride the highs and ride the lows. Like this offense, I was thinking, I want to compare this offense a little bit to that of the Chiefs in like, you don't know who's going to have a good game. Like the Chiefs, it's always Kelsey and then like, who the hell knows who? Although Rashee Rice has been pretty good, but is it going to be Justin Watson? Is it going to be this guy, that guy? Like, it's kind of the same in a way with the 49ers. Like, CMC is going to have a good game, and then who's it going to be? Is it going to be Ayuk that week? Is it going to be Kittle who has spike weeks? Is it going to be Deebo? But again, if you drafted Deebo, you're playing him. So Tom doesn't seem to have any concerns here for him from an injury perspective, which is good news. Next guy up, we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 players left, rolling right through. We've got Drake London, who has a groin injury, and he's been okay. What can you tell us about him? Is he going to play this week? What do you got on Drake London?
Well, receivers average missing a game and a half, so if he does play this week, that's kind of right on track. He missed the 1 game. He did practice a little bit today, which is a really good sign. And we really don't see this affect receivers. We have a sample size of 40 that shows no decline in fantasy production on average after a groin injury. So whether he was a starter for you or not before injury is what is going to matter here. But if he plays this week, you don't need to factor this injury negatively against him.
Okay. The only thing, of course, you do have to factor in is Arthur Smith as his head coach. But on a more serious note, his performance, Drake London, although it was a slower start, has been really consistent since week 4. So since week 4, half-point PPR, Drake London, 10.3, 11.7. Then he had a nice 17, 8.4, and 8. So he's been okay, and he's been playable. He's not killing you. Targets have been, the first week was 1, and then after that, 8, 6, 7, 9, 12, 7, 7. So, again, I really do think, all seriousness, Arthur Smith's play calling does limit this offense and limit Drake London's great potential. But I like Heineke. I think you should give at least London and Pitts, some of these guys, a nice boost going forward, especially this week against the Cardinals, who have struggled. All righty.